Yes, we are out here. It is the last day of the Self-Motivated Student Masterclass series. And if you can't tell, I am so freaking pumped. I am so excited. I am ready for y'all. Okay, if day 1 and day 2 blew your mind, day three, I'm coming for your edges. I am coming for you. I am so happy that you're here. If you are here, please say hello. Let me know that you're here. Connect with me, interact with me in the chats, in the comments. I can see all of them. I will be interacting with you. It is going down because today what we're talking about is creating a study routine like a good student. And I know that for those of you who have been here for the past 3 days, hi Tyrone, this is probably what you've been waiting to hear. This is probably what you've been waiting for me to talk about. And just like on day 1 and just like on day 2, I will not, hi Ebony, I will not be telling you anything that you've already heard on a YouTube video that you found searching for how to study. Because we do college differently over here. Over at She Rocks at College, we do college differently. It is experience entirely different for the students who are in my world. So here is what I want you to know, okay? I'm going to tell you what it actually takes. What it actually takes to get good grades. What it actually takes to stay motivated enough to study, to use your study routine. That's what today is going to be about. And at the end of this, I cannot wait to tell you more about my group coaching program called Study School. Because let's face it, if you thought that this was really good and you want more, I'm going to give you the opportunity to continue working with me and learning from me and becoming the student it is that you want to be. Because why wouldn't I? Okay? So later on this week, I'm going to be sending out an email. And that email is titled, What I Wish I Knew Before I Started College. And I'm going to be listing out everything that I wish I knew before I failed out of 7 classes and got told to my face by my advisor that I was not smart enough to succeed in any science field, in any medical field. I'm going to tell you what I wish I knew when I basically gave her the finger in my mind and then went on to graduate a rigorous nursing program with honors while working 2 jobs, being in a relationship, starting a business. In that email, I'm going to tell you everything I wish I knew about what it really takes to become a good student. And I am specifically talking right now to the students who have failed time and time again, who have withdrawn from a lot of classes, who have this voice in them that holds them back because there's this feeling in you that you don't know if you're capable of this, that you don't know if you're worthy of this, that you don't know if you're smart enough for this, but you still have the desire to want to be better. That is who I have been speaking to these past 3 days. I am talking to the students who are not willing to quit on themselves, even though they have no freaking clue what to do to turn things around. Even though they're at the end of their rope. Even though they are struggling beyond what they ever imagined, and they still have that inkling of hope that I know that there's something out there. I know that it could be different for me. If I can just hold on long enough, the path is going to be revealed to me. I'm not ready to quit on myself. I'm not ready to give up. That's who I've been speaking to these past 3 days. And the number one thing that I wish I knew before I started college was this. Succeeding as a student, no matter what your circumstances are, whether you come from the hood, you're the first person in your family to go to college, You have no idea what it's like to have a career and earn money because your parents didn't have that. Whether you are a full-time mom, taking full-time courses, working full-time, and you just don't see where you're going to find the time. Whether you have failed before and all you see is more failure ahead of you. Whether you have ADHD or any other learning disability. No matter your circumstances, it is so simple to succeed as a student. I wish I knew that. I wish I knew that. Because my brain the entire time that I was failing out of those 7 classes was telling me that it was hard and complicated and that those people must have something that I don't have and will never have. And that it was overwhelming and too much and too hard. And I had no idea that that was just bullshit that my brain was telling me to keep me safe. I had no idea that that was the bullshit that my brain was telling me to keep me safe, because my brain and my body didn't want me to continue to experience disappointment. So it was trying to protect me by telling me, oh, it's just too complicated. That's why you didn't pass those classes. You didn't come from a college prep school. You grew up in the hood where if you didn't throw a chair at a teacher, you got an A. That's why you're not doing well. You just don't have it in you, girl. It's not your fault. All of those things. You know, maybe it's just not the right time because my kids are too little. Maybe when they get older, I can go back to school. Maybe this just isn't going to happen for me. I actually didn't want to be a doctor anyway. I don't know if I really like this. How many of you are hearing this in your mind on a day-to-day basis? How many of you have a brain that's telling you that it's too complicated to succeed? It's too much. It's too hard. You're not cut out. You're not smart enough. I'm going to raise my hand because that 1,000% was me. And I had no idea that my brain was just trying to do me a favor. It just wanted me to remember that it was okay. It just wanted to keep me safe. Had I known that, I see Salita and Jana are both raising their hand. Tyrone. Had I known that, man, I would have had so much more compassion for myself. I would have had so much more compassion for myself. I would not have beat myself up for so long over my quote unquote bad behaviors, over quote unquote not being disciplined enough, over my procrastination habits, over not wanting it bad enough. Had I known that was a survival response from my body, and that the only reason why it was telling me it was hard and difficult and complicated because it was trying to keep me safe, I might not have failed out of those 7 classes. Had someone normalized what it's really like to be in college, I might have asked for help sooner. Had someone said to me, no one knows if what they're doing to study is going to work until they take an exam and they realize it worked. Do you know the breath that I would have taken Do you know the pressure that would have been lifted from my shoulder? Do you know the grace that I would have extended to Clarissa, who was crying herself to sleep, pulling all-nighters, begging her parents for money to retake classes, and being so embarrassed and ashamed that she was even sitting on their bed because she had no idea if they had the money, and then failing them, and then having to tell her parents that she failed them? Do you know how much grace I would have had for that version of me had I known then what I now know and teach students? I would not have been stuck for as long as I was stuck. Because I would have had the tools to forgive myself for who I was as a student, so that I could become who I wanted to be. I would have learned the tools to support myself through the disappointment and the failure instead of beating myself up. Succeeding at college is really simple, but our brain loves to tell us bullshit lies about how hard it's going to be, how long it's going to take, how much work it's going to be, how complicated it is, how we don't have it. Because as long as it's spinning that story, there's no potential that it could be disappointed when you try and you're this far away from an A. Because it doesn't have to, as long as it spins that story, it doesn't have to sit down and try to work through those math problems and have those moments where it feels stupid. Because as long as it spins that story, you don't have to have the conversation in office hours with your professor and feel the anxiety of, does he think I'm dumb? Am I making sense? Am I asking the right questions? What does he think of me? As long as it's spinning that bullshit story, you don't have to own up to anything. The truth is, succeeding in college is really simple. Really simple. You see these 3 things that I'm talking to you right here, that you see on this screen? You want an A in your courses? This is what it takes. You take some notes. You test yourself on those notes. You get help when you realize you didn't know it as well as you thought you did before the actual exam. The Cornell method of taking your notes works. Mind maps work. Outlines work. Flashcards work. Doing practice problems works. Quizlet works. Study groups work. Office hours works. Tutoring center, writing center, asking a friend for help, professor, it works. Everything that you've heard about what it takes to succeed, what you need to do, everything I just listed out, it all works. There's no magic. There is no magic. There are students who succeed and all they ever do is use Quizlet. They never open a textbook. There are students who succeed and they never go to lecture. All they do is read the textbook. There are students who never go to who never open a textbook and they pass. There are students who all they ever use was the Cornell method of note-taking and they're on the dean's list. There are students who are in office hours every damn day of their life and they do amazing. There are students who don't even know what the professor's name is and they do amazing. There are students who can't even tell you if there was a writing center in their school to save their life and they're doing amazing. There are students who are there every week and they're doing amazing. Everything works. Take the fucking pressure off. 'Cause it all works. You can't get it wrong. okay? You can't get it wrong. You can't get it wrong. You can't get it wrong because it all fucking works. It all works. It all works. I'm going to keep saying this. It all works. There is no magic. In a study routine. There is no magic in the study routine. I'm going to tell you what the real magic is in a moment. But as long as you are taking notes, testing yourself, getting help, and this can look like whatever you want it to look like, you're going to do well in the class. As long as you evaluate what you're doing, is this actually helping me to get the grade I want or not? And if it's not, you're really looking at why it's not, and you're tweaking, evaluating and tweaking, and you're actually doing these 3 things. You're actually using Quizlet. You're actually using whatever it is that you decide to use for yourself. As long as you're doing it consistently, it will work. And if it's this simple, why is it that we aren't doing well as students? It's because it's too simple. And it's really, 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 really hard to trust what is simple. It's hard to just do it because it seems too simple. And when things are simple, it's hard to trust what is simple. The reason why it's hard to trust what is simple is because when things are simple, the only thing in your way is you and timing. Funny how I'm wrapping this all up between what we talked about on Monday and what we talked about, what we talked about on Monday and what we talked about yesterday, Tuesday. When things are simple, the only thing standing in your way is you and time. Does everyone get what I mean when I say that? When things are complicated, you get to blame everything and everyone. You get to blame that it's too much work. You get to blame that it's too overwhelming. You get to blame not understanding what it is that you need to do. And our brain eats that up because it's like, yes, I don't have to do anything. We get to stay safe and in pleasure all day. And that's great. But you don't grow in that space. Don't know what I'm talking about? Go watch day 1 of this masterclass. When it's complicated, your brain's like, oh, yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. Woo. Ooh, we get to sit on this couch, watch Netflix all day, not do anything, and it's okay. That's what your brain is saying. Because as long as it's complicated, you get to stay safe and in your comfort zone and not do anything. And your brain loves that because it knows that that is safe. It knows that if you do nothing, you will stay alive another day. But the moment that you give your brain something simple, and it knows it can do it, it's like, oh, hell no. No, ma'am. You better go look for another routine. Because I don't know what's going to happen if you start being consistent. I don't know what's going to happen if you start working on these math problems every day. I don't know what's going to happen if you start showing up to these lectures. That isn't who you've been. And if you try to do something different, we might die. It might not feel good. When things are simple, the hardest thing that you're going to have to do is learn to manage yourself. You're going to need to learn to manage this brain of yours that's going to tell you to overcomplicate it. You're going to have to manage all of the emotions that are going to come up. You not feeling like it, it being boring, scary, anxiety inducing. When things are simple, you have to manage yourself through the time that it's going to take, that is required for you to hit your goal. Because the time has to pass. Whether you do the 2 hours today of studying or next week, it's still going to take 2 hours. So can you hold yourself through the 2 hours that it's going to take? Can you stay focused for the 2 hours? Can you manage your brain for the 2 hours to focus? When things aren't complicated anymore, you have nothing to blame. All there is you getting real with yourself and your emotions and the things that you've been thinking. So of course, even though you know what to do, you find yourself on YouTube. Well, let me see if there's another study routine. Let me find another planner. Let me find this. Let me find no. Let me look at this. Let me look at that. Let me see if there's another thing. Oh, that seems too easy. Oh no, I don't know if that's gonna work. Let me try another thing. Because your brain loves it. Because I said this on day one, it doesn't give a fuck about your goals. Because it only cares about staying alive. And if you're cool with that, cool, but just know that you're probably not going to have what you want. You'll be alive, you'll live a decent life. But you'll always wonder, is there more? Could I have done more? What could I have? You'll always feel like something is missing because the biggest thing that our human experience desires is growth and evolution. It's like one of our biggest motivators is to be better. And if you don't scratch that itch to be better because all you're doing is listening to your little reptile brain telling you just to stay safe, it's always going to feel like, I had so much potential. What did I do with it? Because I don't know about you. I have a coach that I work with, a one-on-one life coach. And I was telling her yesterday during our one-on-one call, she asked me, like, what is like your biggest desire in life? And I told her, I'm like, I want to be satisfied with my life. Like when I am 99 years old, taking my last breath, I want that last breath to be, God damn, I live a fucking good life. I lived a fucking good life. I did everything that I could with this life that I was given, with the time that I was here. That's what I want to feel. And that doesn't happen when we stay safe. But the thing is that most things, most goals, it's going to feel unsafe to the body. So what we have to do is we have to learn how to make growth and evolution feel safe in the body. And that comes from learning how to manage yourself, your thoughts and your emotions, learning how to feel, learning how to create that safety. So while on the one hand, we don't trust simple, the best news about things being simple is that when you're no longer using up all your energy to think about, oh, am I giving myself enough time? Is this gonna work? Is this too hard? Can I do this? Oh, this is taking forever. Oh, how long this is gonna take? Oh my God, why did he give us 88,000 pages to read? Is this the right way to write my notes? Should I do Cornell? No. Maybe this time I'll try Quizlet. No, actually, no, not Quizlet. I'm gonna do mind maps. Yeah, I'm gonna do I'm gonna try the mind maps. That's what I'm gonna do. When you're no longer using up all your energy to try to figure out the perfect way to study, now you just freed up all the energy that you're gonna need to handle what it's gonna take to just fucking get it done. Y'all, this is the magic. The magic isn't in the study routine. The magic isn't in the time management routine. The magic is you, boo-boo. It is you. You are it. You have been it all along. But you've been distracted because you thought the answer to A's and the answer to being the student it is that you want to be and the answer to being this perfect person and having everything you want and graduating in 4 years and like being best friends with the professor and getting the job it is that you want was outside of you. When you've been it the whole entire damn time. But you've been so distracted, thinking everybody else has the answer, everybody else is doing it right, everybody else has it better, everybody else has it easier, that your focus hasn't been on developing yourself to handle what it's going to take to get what you want. You need to free up all the energy from complication and keep this thing simple so that you can handle the time pressures. So that you can keep going even when shit gets hard. The reason why I teach a very simple process, you just saw what that process was. Let me go back to it, if I can find it. The reason why I keep it very simple with how I teach students how to create a study routine is because you need your study routine to be so simple you can get it done in half the time, because you're not quitting and trying new things all of the time. Because every time you quit and try new things and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that and I'm going to do here, your focus, your foot is off the gas and it is now on the brake and you're like this. Stop, go, stop, go, stop, go, stop, go. And it takes you twice as long to get things done. The reason why we keep it simple is so that you can get it done in half the time and have a better grade. The reason why I tell students to keep their studying simple is so that they don't waste energy being confused. The reason why I tell students to ask for help and I teach them how to be very specific in the type of help that they get is so that the people helping you know exactly what they need to give you to help you. Saving you time, helping you get better grades. The reason why you need to keep it super simple when you're testing yourself is because you just want to get it done. We no longer want to waste all of energy. Y'all are tired, not because you're doing a lot of work. Because based off of the conversations that I'm having with you, you're not doing work at all. You're procrastinating. So what are you tired from? Tell me. Because according to you, you're not being consistent. You're not doing the work. So what are you tired from? I will tell you. You're tired because all your energy is on doubting yourself. Because all your energy is going to all the time you're thinking about studying. Am I wrong? Am I wrong here? Are y'all still with me? Just keeping it real. The reason why my students have like so much success is because we keep studying super simple. Simple study routine. Simple mindset routine. And they know themselves so well. They manage themselves so well. And the way that I support students through this is through my program called Study School. And I am so pumped to tell you about this. Study School is my group program that I have been running since 2018. I've been running this program since 2018. I have taken over 120 students plus through this particular program, and I have worked with over 400 plus students through the same thing, but working with them one-on-one. Study School is for the college student who wants to earn better grades and handle it all with ease. This program is the How to Succeed in College and Life program that your school should have offered you. What you get as part of Study School is unlike anything that you will see out there. There is no other program like Study School out there. No one is teaching this shit. No one. No one is teaching this. In Study School, when you enroll, you get immediate access to the entire straight A study method, which helps you to create a 2-hour study routine step by step. You'll have the study routines, the note-taking templates, the reading guides for every major that you will ever have in college, and it will help you take the guesswork. It will help you take the confusion out of how to study, when to study, and what to write down when you're taking your notes. It will simplify it for you so that now you have energy to deal with the true thing that makes or breaks students, which is how well they manage themselves. And the amazing thing about Study School is that we're not just going to teach you how to study, because that's what you're getting from YouTube videos. So what makes this different from you just watching a YouTube video? The difference is this. We have what we call the Mastering Your Mindset as a College Student Vault. It's full of meditations. It's full of hypnoses. It's full of journaling prompts. It's full of emotional intelligence tools to help you stop sabotaging, so you can follow your study routine consistently and actually get the grades it is that you want. This vault is going to teach you how to create motivation and how to create persistence to achieve your goals, even when you don't feel like it, even when it's fucking hard, even when it's damn overwhelming, even when you are stressed in the middle of the night at 3 a.m. thinking about everything that you have to do and how your exam is tomorrow and you haven't even read one chapter. This vault teaches you what no one is teaching you: how to create safety in studying again, how to create safety in being a student again, how to hack your brain. Because your brain is going to want to do the exact opposite of what is going to get you what you want as a student. That is how it is wired currently, and you have reinforced it by giving it a shit ton of bad experiences with being in college. And you're going to have to rewire that, and you're going to have to reteach your brain that studying is safe and is something we actually want to do, and it brings us pleasure in the long run. You're going to have to rewire and reteach your brain that. And we give students the tools to do that. This is why our students see so much success. have like a 90% success rate with my program. For the students who complete it, go through it, show up for it. You're going to get, as part of study school, 24/7 access to an academic life coach. You'll get tech support and feedback. You're going to get weekly SOS calls with me. This is where you're going to get the opportunity to get on Zoom with me, face to face, and you'll be able to get feedback, to immediately get unstuck and into action so that you can get back to studying, stick to your routines, raise your grades to A's and B's during the most stressful times of the semester. Because in this spot, we're going to help you to rewire, reprogram, keep it moving, not get stuck, not fall into survival mode. You're going to get access to an online community of other college women who are going through the study school program, who are also doing college differently and who are normalizing the experience of what it is really like. Okay, we're not doing this bullshit stuff anymore, where we're all pretending we're okay and amazing and it's fantastic. We're not doing that anymore. You are going to be with a bunch of other college students who are keeping it real, who are sharing how they're navigating the struggles that are coming up for them, how they're using what is being taught in study school to get A's and B's, how they're using it to navigate the breakup that they had with their boyfriend, and how they're not letting that deter them, how they're dealing with being a mom and all of the things that come up with that, and also dealing with school. You're going to be with people who don't look fucking perfect on the outside, who are keeping it real. Your nervous system needs for the real college experience to be normalized. You need to see the example of what is possible even when you don't have a fucking perfect life. This is what makes this program so transformational, so different than what you see out there. And I am so excited for the 120 plus students who have chosen over the past 3 years to have gone through this program with me. I keep in touch with all of them. They are all doing fucking phenomenal. Many of them have already graduated, landed incredible jobs, become nurses, have gone on to medical school, law school, and they once were failing students. They once believed it wasn't possible for them. And because of our simple study process, because we taught them the mindset and brain-body safety tools so that they don't self-sabotage, so 180 in their life, 180 in their grades, 180 in the way that they experience college. We have kept the doors open for study school year-round up until this weekend. Because what is happening this weekend is that I am closing the doors to study school because we are in the process of updating the mindset vault with even more transformational tools to help support that brain-body safety piece that no one's talking about, so that more students aren't being stopped by their brain. They actually learn how to hack their brain to create that consistency that they're craving so that they stop self-sabotaging. And we're going to reopen the doors the same way we do every year with the big launch in August. But when August rolls around, it's not going to be at the same price. I have done way too much fine-tuning in the program. So right now, until until this weekend, until July 4th, the price of study school is going to remain what it's been, $797. It's a one-time payment. You get lifetime access to study school, lifetime access to the straight A study method, lifetime access to the mindset vault, lifetime access to the Ask a Coach feature, the tech support, lifetime access to the weekly group coaching calls, lifetime access to the community, which means semester after semester after semester, class after class after class, until you graduate, you have access to the program. You pay for it once and you have access to it for life. And the reason why I set the program up this way is because, number one, every class that you take is different. New problems are going to arise as you progress in your academic journey. Higher level classes are different than the classes that you're taking now. New issues are going to arise. And I want to make sure that you have the tools and the support as things are changing for you, as you are evolving as a person, as your classes are evolving, as your classes are changing. The second reason why I make it lifetime access is because I don't do freaked out students. I don't do it. Anytime, I talked about this yesterday, anytime you add a time limitation to things, all of a sudden, you don't even know who you are anymore and you're trying to rush through things. And I don't want you to think you only have access to it for a semester and then feel like you need to rush through everything. That creates unsafety for your brain. And when your emotions are high, your intelligence is low, so you're not going to get what you're meant to get out of the program. I want you to be able to go at it at the pace that you need. I want you to go to the tools that you need, really learn how to apply them for your life. I want you to be able to ask questions. I want you to be able to be a student who is calm, who is certain in who they are and their ability, who is self-confident, who is self-assured. That doesn't happen when you feel rushed and under pressure. And so I don't want to create that in the program. I want this to be lasting change for you. The things that come fast get lost even faster. I want this to last for you. I want this to be a sustainable, constant change that you see in yourself. I want this to truly be different for you. So it's lifetime access. You pay once and that is it. You're in for life. Get ready for the ride of your life. It's going to be amazing. You're never going to be the same in the best way. If you know that you are 1,000% in, if you know that you're ready, you're ready. If you are the type of student that you have cried yourself to sleep, that you have prayed, you have yearned, you have desired for something to help you figure it out, this is it. This is it. I believe with all of my heart, I'm getting emotional again. It's probably because I'm on my period, but I literally believe that the reason why I failed all those classes, that I got told to my face that I was stupid and I would never amount to anything, that I did what I did to learn how to study and be the person that I am, I literally believe that all of that was for this moment right here, for me to be able to help over 400 plus students do the same, for me to create this program, for me to create what it is that I've built. I was made for this. And this is the second time I freaking cry in this masterclass, and I wasn't expecting it, and I'm blaming it on my period. But I believe that. I'm so certain that this is my calling, that this is what I was made for, that everything that I have experienced from the moment that I entered into the educational world was so that I could tell my story, so that I can be an example of what is possible, and so that I can help other students do the same thing. Because what explodes my heart more than being able to teach this is that every student that learns this, it impacts their family, and it impacts their family's family, and it changes generational patterns, because the things that they're learning with me, they're able to pass on to their kids. They change their financial standing in the world. They change what is possible for the generation that's coming up, because they're seeing more people who look like us, women in positions of power, earning shit tons of money. This is so much bigger than like just helping you pass your classes. This is just the beginning. This is just a jumping off point for you. So if you want to enroll in study school, I'm sorry that I got emotional. Actually, I'm not going to apologize. I got emotional because I care. And I'm so freaking passionate about this. You can go to sherocksatcollege.com/invited. For the students who are looking at this right now and you're thinking to yourself, I don't have $797. Please do not stress out. You're gonna be fine. It is okay. It is okay. Let yourself be where you're at. Take everything that you learned in the past 3 days with me and do something with it. That's the greatest gift that you can give me and you can give yourself. Devour my videos on YouTube. And when you are ready, whether that means that you now are in a financial position to enroll. But do not feel like because you couldn't enroll today that you're missing out. You never miss out. Remember, everything in due time. The timing has to pass so that you can be ready to receive what it is that's next for you. And maybe right now you're not ready, but by August you will be. And that's okay. But if you know that you're ready today, take advantage of the fact that it's only $797. And let yourself start the process of becoming a better version of yourself today. Why wait? Why wait? The time is going to pass anyway, so might as well spend it becoming the best version of yourself. Literally nothing is going to change from now until later, unless you change. So this is going to help you to change. It has been such an honor. Such an honor. I'm going to post the link, guys, because Salita's asking for it. It has been such an honor to do this masterclass. I have been afraid, gotta be real with y'all, I have been afraid to talk about studying in the way that I talked about it these past 3 days, because I thought that it would mean that people wouldn't think my YouTube videos were good. So I have shut up talking about it publicly, and I have been only talking about this way of studying with the students who have been in my programs and the students who I've worked with privately. And I'm not fucking doing that anymore. Because there are so many students who need to hear this, because this is really what it takes. And I'm so proud of myself. I told you guys that I have a coach. I told my coach, I'm like, I don't care if nobody comes to these master classes. I have to say this. I don't care if no one ever watches these videos. I have to say this. Somebody needs to talk about this. It has to be out there in the world for somebody to stumble upon at some point. It has to be said. And that's exactly how I feel about my program, Study School. I would have built it even if it took me 10 years to get one student enrolled in it, because I know what impact it will have on that one student. And that's what I'm here for. That's what I'm here for. That's true influence. That's meaningful. That leaves me leaving this earth feeling satisfied. So again, if you want to enroll, you can go to sherocksatcollege.com/invited. The doors are going to remain open until July 4th. It'll probably close out like towards midnight on July 4th. And then after that, you won't be able to enroll until August, when we do our big launch that we do every single year. And at that point, it will be $1,797. So if you know that you're in, just enroll now, because you can be working on yourself along the way, and you're going to save yourself money. All right. Thank you all so much for being here. I love you so, so much. I appreciate you more than you will ever freaking know. I talk about my students and all the things that I'm doing with my husband all the time. I talk his ear off. I love this work that I do. I love it so much. I left nursing for it. That's how much I love it. I hope you have an incredible rest of your week, an amazing July 4th, and I will see you the next time I go live and do a video here. Bye. Oh, wait, before I go, let me just quickly see that there weren't any questions. Let me scroll up in the comments. Wait, it doesn't look like there are any questions. I may go live tomorrow just doing a quick Q&A on Study School, but it'll be like pop-up style, so you might not know when it happens, but you can always come back to the YouTube channel and watch it after the fact. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.